So here I am, completely unsure what next generation console I'll ever end up buying. I think most people have stuck on the same path. You know, if they're an Xbox guy, they stick with Xbox, and a PlayStation guy sticks with PlayStation, because ultimately you're able to carry over those libraries that you've built up over the years. Now, as someone that went from a PlayStation 2 to an Xbox 360 to an Xbox One, I feel like I need to be locked into that Xbox platform, but I'm really interested at this point in leaving in lieu of the ability to play PlayStation 4 games on the PlayStation 5, and having never owned a PlayStation 4, this is a great opportunity to get to experience a lot of those exclusives. There's other people that may be in the same boat as me, or other PlayStation 4 people who are looking to move forward to the PlayStation 5, and I'm here to warn you against actually buying certain PlayStation 5 discs. Now, the game I'm playing here, Watch Dogs Legion, is a great example. I'm playing this on the original 2013 Xbox One. Now, in theory, if I was to ever buy an Xbox Series X, I could simply pop this same disc into the Xbox Series X and play the game. And that's actually the way it would work if you purchased Watch Dogs Legion on PlayStation 4. But here's the deal. On Xbox, there's only one version of this game to buy. There's just simply the Xbox case, the one singular version that's labeled for both the Xbox One and the Xbox Series X. What's interesting is on PlayStation, you have a PlayStation 4 version and a PlayStation 5 version, with the caveat being that the PlayStation 4 version can be put into a PlayStation 5, and from there it's my understanding that you're basically playing, or technically are playing, the PlayStation 5 version of Watch Dogs Legion using the PlayStation 4 disc. Now, the problem with this is, if you buy the PlayStation 5 version, you can't put that version into your PlayStation 4. What I'm trying to say here is, if you're someone that owns a PlayStation 4, you're looking to upgrade to a PlayStation 5, and you want to play a game like Watch Dogs Legion, like Call of Duty Black Ops Cold War, and some of the other games that have came out recently or that will be coming out, Cyberpunk 2077, where they have a free upgrade where you can go from PlayStation 4 to PlayStation 5 for free, you really actually want to buy the PlayStation 4 version. And the reason being, you'll be able to play that on your PlayStation 4 and on your PlayStation 5, whereas if you bought the PlayStation 5 version, you could only play it on your PlayStation 5. I know you might not think you're going to play it on two consoles, but look, you want to have the option to do it, and ultimately, you're getting the same game. You know, I understand it's the PlayStation 4 disc, it's the PlayStation 4 case, yes, but you're able to play it on the PlayStation 5 with that full-on upgrade that you're looking for to get the complete experience. So by buying the PlayStation 4 disc, you're giving yourself a substantial amount more flexibility. Not to mention, if you ever went to sell the game in the future, I'm sure it will command a higher price, because ultimately the PlayStation 4 disc will be compatible with 2 generations of systems, and you're not going to have that if you purchase the PlayStation 5 version. For this reason, I can't see any way that it would make sense to buy the PlayStation 5 version of most of these cross-generational games. Now, in some cases, there are games that are requiring a $10 upgrade fee to go from the PlayStation 4 version to also be able to play the PlayStation 5 version. Things like the NBA 2K game. Again, I think it makes more sense to buy the PlayStation 4 game, pay the $10, and ultimately it comes out in the wash. You still paid the same price if you just bought the PlayStation 5 disc, and you can always go back if you want to. And of course, there's a very small group of people that are going to be interested in doing this, that are like me, that are dedicated to playing the games on the disc and like to have the ability to get rid of the game and resell it if you want to. And I think that flexibility only comes with the PlayStation 4 version of these games that are cross-generational. Now, on the other hand, on the Xbox, they basically solved the problem for you. You can't make the mistake because you can only buy one version of the game. And I really wish that Sony would have went about doing it this way, but of course, it's just the way Sony does things. It's a video game system, it's a specific generation, and they don't want to really cross that over too much. And I know what you're thinking, why would I want to play something awesome like Cyberpunk 2077 on a PlayStation 4. If I have a PlayStation 5, I could be playing it on instead. And look, I get it, but the opportunity to switch between different rooms, obviously your save file is going to be synced, I think just opens it up for so much more flexibility that you're otherwise going to miss out on if you just simply bought the PlayStation 5 version straight away. And I think that people who own, the Xbox Series X and they also own an Xbox One, I would hold on to that Xbox One. I would keep it in a different room. You can always pop the disc in or load it up digitally on there. And I know not everybody sells games on eBay or to GameStop like I do, and maybe that resale aspect doesn't, come across as too big of a deal to you. And that's fine. But it just comes as a complete surprise to me how pointless it feels to get a PlayStation 5 version of a game that's available on the PlayStation 4 that has an upgrade and can take advantage of that. And I think that really is the interesting thing about this console generation. It doesn't feel like its own distinct console generation, because I see people, who were super excited that the Star Wars game was getting added to EA Play, and they wanted to go play that like on launch day on their Xbox Series X. And it just baffled me because I was like, well, that's not a next generation game, and people are excited to play it on launch day. I mean, ultimately play what's exciting to you and what you want to play, but it feels like that's something that you could have already played on your Xbox One, because ultimately it is. And how much of an improvement is that game going to have when you take it to the Xbox Series X, considering that initially it was an Xbox One game, and I don't think that it has, a special patch to get it ready for the Xbox Series X in the way that something like Watch Dogs Legion or Cyberpunk 2077 does. I mean, maybe it's just me, but it felt like the only killer app to come out of the launch of either of these systems was the Spider-Man Miles Morales game, and even that released on the PlayStation 4 as well. So it just didn't really come across to me as there being quite the killer app you would see out of a traditional console generation where there's such a staggering difference. Instead, it feels like we have a sense of overlap going on here, almost in the same way we did when the Xbox One X was released. So will you be picking up any of these cross-generational games, things like Watch Dogs Legions, Assassin's Creed Valhalla, Cyberpunk 2077, Call of Duty, all those games that are kind of the cross-platform, just big AAA titles coming out? Are you going to pick up any of them, and what are you going to be playing them on? I'd like to hear down in the comments section. Thank you guys for watching. I'm Bailey, and I will see you in the next video.